friends, welcome to Positive Power with Michele Dionne, episode 21. Thanks for joining me this week. I hope you've had a fantastic week. I know I've had a great week, and even though the weather was a little bit sketchy, we're past that now and the sun is shining again. Can you see all the vitamin D that's coming in through this window? I just love it. So some great things to talk about today. Lots of great stuff going on in the world. One of which is a really cool story that I came across. And it's about a gentleman called Bernard Murray, and he resides in Chicopee, Massachusetts. Now, apparently everybody there knows who he is because he stands on a specific road. I don't know if it's on a corner or not. And he waves and smiles at everybody every day throughout the day, which is really awesome. And he's been doing it since the 60s. Can you believe that? Since 1960. He's been going out there every day, waving and smiling at people. And it's got to the point where he is an icon to the city, which is absolutely awesome. So he goes by the name Bunny. Everybody knows him by his nickname. And what they've decided to do, because he's in his 70s now, is that they want to get the city to put up an actual statue of him. Isn't that awesome? So that it's out there waving. I don't know, I'm assuming it's going to have a mechanical arm of sorts. But it's going to be smiling and waving at everybody, so that even when he's in a position in his life where maybe he isn't able to stand out there all the time, they're still going to get that feel-good vibe from somebody waving and smiling at them, which is awesome. Because the simple gesture of a smile or a wave is just such a wonderful ripple effect. You know, you just don't know how you're affecting people just by doing that simple little thing, right? So that's awesome. I think that's great. And there's an online petition, and as of the writing of this article, it was at, I think, 4,850 signatures or something like that. So I'm sure by now it's well over 5,000, and that's what they said. At 5,000, they were going to take it to City Hall to see if that would be enough to support actually putting up this statue. What an awesome thing that is. You know, like, that's just great, and what a great memorial to him, because he's so well known, and you know, it's just that simple that you can make such a difference. So that's pretty awesome. Now, on a little bit of a bigger scale, I found another great big article. Have you ever heard the term social media philanthropists? I thought that was really cool. And there's a lot of that going on now with social media, where people are creating these groups where they're using them as a tool to help other people. Here in Sarnia, there's one that's called Sarnia Kindness Elves. If you go and you check that out on Facebook, there's people who offer free things or do random acts of kindness to strangers, to people they know, whatever. So I came across this really cool article, and it is a Canadian, which of course I'm going to support Canadian, go Canada go. It's in Sundre, Alberta, and I believe I am saying that right. And the Facebook group is called Neighbors Helping Neighbors. Now I went to look it up, and apparently there's a lot of Facebook groups with that name. But this particular one, what they do is they have people in their area. They call it declutter for charity. So when you take that clutter that you would normally maybe have your own garage sale or just throw it out or whatever it is that you do, they get you to donate it to their group. They have auctions, 2 or 3 auctions online, which is a really big thing lately. 2 or 3 auctions online a week, and what they do is the stuff is donated, so there's no cost to them, and then what they do with the money, they raise $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and they give it to people who need a hand up. Now, they're very specific that they don't give it to people to maintain, you know, a standard of living. Do you know what I mean? They do it to help people get food, to help people get gas cards. There's a guy who lost all his ID, so they use the money to help him get ID. At the holidays, they sponsor a family, so they'll set them up. They adopted a Christmas family, so they got them the gifts for the kids and the meal for everybody, and all that fantastic stuff. So what a great idea that is, and what a fantastic way to give back to people. You know, that's what it's all about, right? We need to support each other and help each other. You know, I read another article today, very brief, about in Medicine Hat here in Canada. They have zero homeless now because what they've been doing is changing the way that they think. That instead of looking at the person living on the street and saying, well, you need to deal with your drug addiction or your alcoholism or your unemployment issues, you need to deal with that first and then we'll help you get a place. They've changed it around where they say, you know what, how can you deal with your issues if you don't have a place to live? How can you deal with your issues when you don't know when you're getting your next meal from? So let's help get that foundation back, get you the basics, and then we'll help you deal with the issues. And that's sort of like this neighbors helping neighbors, right? You need the basics. We all should have food in our cupboards. Nobody should be hungry. Not in any country, but there's, in our Western world, there's a lot of money flow, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's no excuse why people shouldn't have any food for their kids. So it's wonderful that people are pulling together and they're helping. So instead of dwelling on what's lacking in the world, let's pull together and let's help these people. Get involved in these Facebook groups, If you can pull something together yourself, that's awesome. But if you can't, then support the people that are. And I think that's a fantastic idea. So thanks for tuning in. Great articles, lots of great stuff going on in the world. And if you know of some stories that you'd like me to share in this weekly video series, or on the Playfair Music audio stream, my Positive Power Hour radio show, or anywhere, please message me. You can send me an email at michelle@sarnyrocks.com. You can send me a friend request on Facebook, or you can follow me on Twitter. But I'd love to hear from you because I'm always looking for new material, because in all the things I do, I share stuff on social media, I do these weekly videos, and then I also do my radio show. I share good news on all those sources, and I try to never duplicate because there's enough news out there I don't have to. But if you have something that came your way you think is worth sharing, please share with me, and then I'll continue to share with everyone else. So thanks so much. I hope you have a great week. I hope everything works out for you this week. I hope you get all the great parking spots. I hope your coffee's the right temperature. I hope you wake up in a great mood every day and some abundance comes your way. Take care, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks.